welcome back to the channel. Today I had a few things on my heart that I wanted to share. As you see from the title, about journaling, and I'm assuming that you're already journaling or you have. If you not journaled before, it's a beautiful thing. Get yourself a book, piece of paper, write down your thoughts, especially before bed. You can get all that clutter and stuff that's going through your mind down on paper, and it's kind of nice because it's almost a reflection back to you by rereading it as you write it and letting it flow through you. And especially before bed, when you need to get some rest and go to sleep, you kind of want all that stuff out of your brain. So we used to call it mind dumping, or even in graphics and web design, we would just dump out thoughts, get ideas going and flowing. And so I've done that for a long time just in my work, but also too, I did it a lot in my inner work and would journal and loved it. I have several journals that just stack up, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to express. So I'm assuming that you already kind of know that by maybe clicking on this video. I wanted to take it another step further because I didn't learn about this next item I'm going to share today probably until about 2 years ago, and I'm a little saddened that I didn't know it sooner. So that's why I wanted to share this today, and maybe why you'd be watching this video today, just curious about it. And you may already know about it already, cool, no problem. But if you don't, then I highly recommend it. And I will share a story also too on why I enjoy this expanded version of journaling. And it's really simple. If you don't want to watch the rest of the video, it's basically using your voice memos on your phone and being able to express it with your words and voice, and feeling into it and finding out what's going on, and being able to have your phone observe you and record it without having to write it down. And one of the main reasons for that is how I found this in my way was I never heard anybody talk about it. Maybe there is some people talking about it out there. But as I would write things down in my journal, you know, for the most of the time, I would be able to find stuff on how to express it, or words, being able to find words to express what I was feeling and letting stuff go, you know, or whether it just be even goals or, you know, or lists or ideas or things that I felt like I wanted to do that I could write down. But there was several times in the past, but about 2 years ago, I had a really heaviness, and I was trying to express it in words, and I couldn't fully express it just finding the words from what I wanted to actually say, and how to figure out what was going on inside of me. And yeah, I just could feel the heaviness one evening, and I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what was going on. And it wasn't anything over the top, but it definitely was something that was stopping me in my tracks, and my awareness was on it, so that, you know, normally I could suppress it or go distract myself with something else. But I like getting in the habit of not doing that anymore, not suppressing and not distracting myself or busying myself with something else, because I really do feel like those moments when it does come up, it's time to be able to look at it and feel into it and understand what's going on inside, because I feel like there's a lot of gold in there that you can uncover. And how I did that was I was trying to write in my journal, and I almost got more frustrated because I couldn't figure out what to write. I was like, I'm really heavy, I'm really frustrated, and it was just like a wall. I kept hitting a wall of like, how do I write words for this? And I didn't know how. And not to take anything away from journaling, and I still journal and write, but just sometimes you may need a different approach. And sometimes it's able to, you know, you're able to talk to somebody or a friend and that's nice. But, I did find myself alone in that moment. And in that moment, I could have maybe called a friend too, but I was really feeling, there's something here for me and I can figure this out. I don't know how, but I wanted to understand what was going on inside so that I could feel into it and then also liberate myself and feel stronger because of it, knowing that I could handle it. It was like I kind of had that belief a little bit. But as I was getting frustrated trying to write in my journal, I realized, okay, I need to be able to express this somehow. And I thought about picking up my guitar and doing that. And sometimes that's nice being alone, but I had the thought, I could record in a voice memo. And I thought that would be kind of nice because it's almost like I know I'm recording it and I'm able to express, and it's like having an observing person, whether it be me that views the video or views the voice memo. I was just thinking right now, I haven't actually shared any of my voice memos with anybody. Yeah, because they're private to me. Although I maybe would share it with a couple best friends, but I had that idea and I thought, okay, I'm gonna record a voicemail. I'm just gonna hit record, let however much time come, and I'm gonna try to express how I'm feeling. And as I did, I was able to, I hit record and just started talking into it. I was like, okay, I feel really frustrated. And as I even said that, it felt service level, like I was just barely tapping into it. And I was like, it's deeper. And I was like, my heart hurts and my body feels sluggish. I want to just lay down. I feel tired. And I feel like I really needed to take a moment for that. And as I dug in further, I asked myself more questions. What is this? Am I frustrated from the day or from work or stressed out? And I was like, a little bit, but it's something more. And I thought, it's like, feels heavier. It feels like grief. And I was like, what like grief do I have? In some ways, you feel like you get rid of the grief of a lot of things. And, something else comes up and you're like, I got some more. But, and then I continued. I kept asking myself some other questions about, I feel like I, lost something, and I was like, and then it was like it became more real when I got to that level, and I could feel the tears kind of rolling. I still didn't know what was going on, but I could sense the closeness of whatever it was that I was heavy with. It was that loss, and I was like, oh man, what did I lose? I don't even know. Maybe not able to surf like I want to or used to, or do certain things, or my life's changing. And I was like, okay, that feels a little more real, but I could feel the heat building, and I was starting to get a little closer, and I was like, okay, it's further, like what else do I have? And I just kept asking myself, and sitting with it too, and being patient with it and allowing it to come up and not let it be surface level, but actually really, really show compassion on what was happening on the inside with my heart and my feelings and where I was at. And sometimes it takes a few moments, and I just kept letting it record. I wasn't rushed. I did have the tendency to be like, it's recording, I need to save space or something. But, I was like, I can delete these or remove them or whatever. I want to give myself the time and space. And so I'm going to let it, in some moments we're just quiet on the voice memo, and then I finally got deeper, and what it was I finally hit to where I was like, I miss my dog. And I was like, he passed away a couple years ago, and tears just started rolling down my face. But it was like I was talking to a friend in this voice memo, and I was able to tap into that, and I had forgotten a little bit about it. Of course, I think about him, and I remember him every once in a while, and I wish he was around. but I don't think I fully grieved in some ways. I did grieve a little bit over my dog passing, and even as I talk about it now, I'm like, oh, a little bit, I miss the guy, but I know he's transitioned, and stuff. So I know there's a lot of beautiful things about that. We can go into maybe another video on some of the pet, what would you call, intuitives, or people that were shared some things with me and really helped me at the time. But when I was able to share this on the voice memo and express this, after I got done, I spent probably 30 minutes just crying and grieving and realizing that I had more, that I was missing him, and that I had kind of pushed it aside or suppressed even a little bit of that. And that's why my body was sad. That's why I was frustrated. And I didn't even know what it was at first. Thought maybe it was just daily life, but here I was, missing my best friend. He went through so much stuff with me, and I was missing him, and I wasn't loving that and relieving that and releasing that and allowing it to come up. And after I was able to release it, it was definitely, it felt a lot better. I could feel the warmth, and it was like, I know he's still exists, and it just felt on a different level better. So I wanted to share that because after doing that, I continued to do the voice memos here and there. I still journal, but also too, doing the voice memos now for me have been a way to be able to express words that I can't write down, and being able to open up to myself. And I started sharing some of these ideas of the voice memoing, journaling with some friends, and they loved it, and they never even thought about it. And I was like, man, I need to share this on a video. I need to share so other people maybe can have that opportunity, just as an option, being able to, dive into things in a different way. So I wanted to share that today. Thanks for joining me today. Just trying to see if there was anything else, but that's been on my heart, and it's been a beautiful experience. I've already had a couple friends come back and tell me that they saved them, they listen to them later, they see how much they've changed and have a different perspective even back when they originally recorded a voice memo. And I never even thought about that too. Sometimes I listen to them, but not like 6 months later. But that's fun too. So, because then you can give yourself celebration of success of, you were able to make it through a moment and grow and expand and love yourself a little more, and get closer and connected with spirit. So hope you enjoy your day. Have a lovely day. Remember, take nice deep breaths and marinate in them. And hopefully you can hear the birds. I'm not sure if you can. But enjoy your day. We'll see you in the next video.